A few days ago, my two kids sent me a message telling me that they think something is up with their dad, my partner, because he just went to bed without saying goodnight to them. I was at work. I asked them if something had happened prior, and they said he was being annoying, and then he spent hours sitting in another room, and then just went to bed. The next day I got home, and as I was planning dinner for that night, my partner makes a suggestion that we go out for dinner, just me and him. I said okay, but the kids will need dinner. And his response was along the lines, I don't give a fuck if they have bread and butter for dinner if I'm honest. So I question him on that, and he tells me he is sick of their attitude. I ask for further detail, and he tells me two stories. That the kids were eating some cookies, and he asked if they were going to eat them all. They said they weren't sure, so he said to put them on a plate, so he could take the packaging out with the rubbish. And if they don't eat them all, then that's okay, he will eat them. They said, okay, and then in his words he then repeated, okay, back at them a few times, passive-aggressively. Then he said that he ignored them for the rest of the night, 'cause fuck them. That one morning, when discussing a recipe for a sponge cake, my eldest daughter suggested putting vanilla essence in the recipe, as she'd seen it in other recipes for sponge cake. He then questioned if by putting vanilla essence in a sponge cake that it wouldn't be a sponge cake, but a vanilla cake. He tells me my daughter's response to him was, that's a stupid fucking question, which I know our daughter. That's not how she talks. There is no way she would have automatically responded with that. He then tells me to not get involved and to not discuss this with them. Silent treatment towards them continues for 2 to 3 days, resulting in him not saying goodnight to them for those nights. And anything that he needed to communicate to them, he instructed me to do. The vibe in the house is off. I spoke to my kids almost immediately when I could to get their side of the story. They were eating biscuits. He took the packaging to throw in the bin, and in their mind him repeating, okay, passive-aggressively was him trying to be annoying/mocking them, as he is frequently known to do. They had no idea he was doing it in a nasty/aggressive way because he was upset with them, which is why they were confused by his following actions. My eldest said that he asked her if adding vanilla to the sponge would make it a vanilla cake, not a sponge. So she then explained to him that what makes a sponge cake is the texture, not the flavor, hence why you can get chocolate sponge cake. That vanilla enhances the flavor, but doesn't change the type of cake. He apparently continued to double down on this theory, stating that vanilla doesn't belong in a sponge cake and that it will not be a sponge cake if they add vanilla. She said that it was